And we're live! Welcome to another edition of Botha Rants. My name is Sophia Botha, and today I'm joined by my other half, Kim Justice.
Hello!
Yeah. Because, well, there's a few topics she wanted to join in the conversation about. Unfortunately, due to other commitments she has, this show's going to be a bit topsy-turvy. So we're going to do the fun stuff first, and then get on to the serious news stuff afterwards. News! Yes, because this is Botha Rants, the show where we go... the stream... Jesus, is it blowing a gale in your room?
Sorry.
Completely put me fucking off. Oh, fuck it, let's get on with it. Right, so being as Kimmy is a retro gamer, and you can check out all her links down below, there has been this story in my bookmarks for a while. Well, for about a week. So Super Nintendo, Nintendo have opened a theme park.
A big theme park. Wow.
At Universal Studios in Japan, after an 8-month delay. I'm actually not sure why this is in pink news, but
well, they're obviously trying to get in on the big gaming bandwagon. It's a big deal, gaming news.
Well, yeah.
I mean, sad for this, but probably more people read gaming news than LGBT news. So.
Well, yeah, but also the gaming industry obviously
such is the way.
The gaming industry is now bigger than Hollywood, so you know this is what people don't get. So yeah, the Nintendo Park was open for a test period for select ticket holders at the start of February after its official opening was delayed by COVID-19, like many other things, which has been delayed by COVID-19, and now the park will be open to the public from the 18th of March, which of course is tomorrow. Oh yes, I forgot. Happy St. Paddy's Day to everybody.
Yay!
Yeah. But the restrict health and safety guidelines, of course, including specific entry times, blah 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 blah. In a Nintendo Direct video in December, Super Nintendo World and its rides were revealed, including Mario Kart, Koopa's Challenge, an AR ride based on the Mario Kart franchise. Why can't I just have a go-kart, course,
Because it's 2021, hun. Go-karts are a bit old hat, I suppose.
Well,
if you'd spent like $5 or however the fuck it costs to go to Universal Studios Japan, I'd be a bit pissed off if there was just a bunch of go-karts there.
Yoshi's Adventure Ride and Power Up brand key challenges that unlock surprises hidden around the park to those with a special wristband. The Mario Kart ride has riders wearing an artificial reality headset to see various game elements and items used against fellow riders as they race around. I see what they're doing. Yeah, so you can actually essentially the ride
so
is
use the power ups and that.
Yeah, the ride itself is basically a glorified version of Mario Kart.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so basically, you know, it's a theme park based on Nintendo games. What do you reckon?
I mean, I'm not really a theme park person as much as like some of my colleagues are.
Yeah, Dan's a big theme park fan, isn't he?
Dan's a big theme park person.
Yeah, DJ Slopes, go.
DJ Slope.
Yeah, you know, go subscribe to him, and of course help him out on Patreon. Yeah, for those who don't get that gag, go and see one of his older videos. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool thing, I suppose.
Well, I can't think of many theme parks based on computer games. I mean, I know there were those Sega World things, but they were more like glorified amusement arcades.
Sega World were more like arcades. I mean, they had some very cool arcade stuff in them.
Oh no, there was
There was definitely something else though.
I think Dan has actually done a video on it. Wasn't there a Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Roller coaster. I think it was Alton Towers.
Yeah, there was for a time. I'm pretty sure. Something like that.
But gaming hasn't really cashed in. I kind of think that it's. I'm surprised because I would have thought that there would be a. As you say, you know, quite a lot of gamers are also big, amusement and theme park fans. So. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, some of them are.
Yeah. Anyways, so Wetherspoons reveals plans to reopen plans for reopening on April the 12th. Of course, April the 26th in Scotland, with payment by app and no booking advance. It's going to be fun watching Gammon get to grasp with payment by app.
Wetherspoons has had an app for ages.
Has it?
Yes. It's
Yeah. Well, you see, you frequent Wetherspoons. I don't. Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, if there was one pub chain I was hoping it would go out of fucking business, the last year, it would be fucking Wetherspoons, due to COVID-19.
Well, yes. Well, the owner is an absolute wanker.
Yeah, Tim Martin, who couldn't even sit through an interview with fucking Owen Jones. I'm not going to go check out. He walked out. I mean,
yes, I think I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Fucking it.
He is a bit of a 70s throwback, his old Tim Martin. I mean, he even looks it.
But no, I mean, the thing is, the British and fucking pubs. I just don't get it. Yeah, the trouble is, they always have that romantic notion of the English country pub. Which sells interesting craft beers to interesting patrons. But the reality of the British fucking pub is Wetherspoons jam packed full of fucking gammon on a Friday night. And if you look at one of them, the wrong way, while you're queuing for a fucking pint of warm piss, which is going to take for a fucking hour, you're going to get fucking glassed. And what is it with fucking
It's deal.
What is it with fucking pubs? They're all brown. Always decorated in fucking brown.
Yes, Wetherspoons does have a very brown decor. Yes, yeah. Not every pub has brown.
Yeah, but most fucking pubs I've ever been into, it's always brown. Brown's the colour of shit. And dark blue and or green. Furnishings. Why is that the optimum colour to hide the piss and puke stains? And there's always when the pub isn't rammed full of fucking drunken fucking racist gammon on a busy night, then you go there in the daytime. There's always that one bloke in the corner who will go on and on and on and on and on and on. Oh no, that's on it. Yeah, I know somebody drinks far more than me. Well, like I fucking care, And there's and then of course there's the barstool bigots. Oh, the immigrants are all stealing our jobs. Well, no, it's the immigrant with 2 fucking jobs, right? Who's paying for your green fucking, beer fucking tokens for you to piss your fucking life away. And of course, you always get the armchair politicians. If I was in charge, I'd have all up against the fucking wall. The immigrants and the Muslims. Those guys should be on fucking Question Time. Would actually make
usually.
Fucking I'm just so sick and tired of people having this romantic notion about fucking pubs.
I don't have a romantic notion about a pub. I just want to go to it.
Why?
Why? Because haven't been able to for months.
But why do you want to go to the pub? You can't smoke. Yeah?
And smoke outside. Well, you'd be outside anyway. I'm able to. I can't go in them.
Well, yeah, and also you have to listen to their shitty music if they do play music.
Wetherspoons don't play music.
I know that. That's why I said. If you go to a pub which does play music.
Well, I go to pubs that play decent music.
Yeah, okay. I mean, look, I'm not saying every pub is shit. I mean, the Railway. What was that place you took me in Southend?
Yeah, the Railway.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, Chinny's. I mean, Chinny's had some good bands actually. They live venues. Yeah. Look, I'm not denying, but the trouble is, I'm just saying the vast majority of pubs I've ever been into are essentially shit.
Yes, well, you've clearly just gone into nothing but bloody dives.
Yeah.
Probably because they sell cheap beer.
Well, Wetherspoons, yeah. I mean,
cider.
Wetherspoons is cheap beer for cheap fucking people, and Anyways. The other thing which pisses me off is Masterchef. Now, I'm going to play you... I can't play you the whole fucking episode.
Right.
But what I'm going to do is just show you the intro. Now, they've calmed down the intro. I'm going to play you the spoof of the old intro in a minute.
Series 17.
Yeah, I know. Fuck me. And then I'm going to tell you why I fucking hate Masterchef.
And yet you still watch it.
I don't watch it, actually. Well, all right. Yeah, okay, I do.
Yeah, you do.
I hate watch it. See, first of all, it's the dramatic music. They're cooking. Why do you need fucking, symphonic fucking music for a fucking cooking show?
MasterChef is back.
It's a competition.
Searching for the country's best amateur cooks.
Actually, they've changed the intro. It used to be these cooks want to become professional chefs or something or other, wasn't it? Or some bollocks like that.
Well, no, that.
Actually, it's
this is the irregular one.
No, it's just no. Yeah, I know about MasterChef the professionals. We'll get onto that in a minute. But no, the point I'm trying to make is that I think because of COVID-19, they, none of these people, any of these people who win, are going to get a fucking job in a professional kitchen, because all the fucking professional kitchens, well, most of them, are fucking shut, unless they do takeout.
Unless they do takeout, yeah.
But you can't. I really could see a Michelin star restaurant doing takeout somehow. Can't.
Don't know. Maybe some do.
Nothing like leaving it to the last minute, is there?
Oh my goodness.
Each week, 10 new contestants battle for a place in the quarter-final.
I can't fault anything on this. It's phenomenal.
Only the best will make it through to the
I did just see
final
that absolute
challenges.
wanker William Sitwell.
Everything about
Sorry?
I did just see that absolute wanker William Sitwell there.
Yeah. Well,
What?
but the thing is, I don't know what to feel sorry for celebrity chefs not being able to open up the restaurants, or the fact that food critics don't have any food to criticise.
Well, they just food critics. Well, you just need to get imaginative. It's like
Yeah, I could just see.
Just needs to review his 10th McDonald's takeout in the month.
Yeah, well, you know what I've said before about fucking food critics. I'd just love to see them parachuted into some UN refugee camp, caused by some forsaken war no one gives a shit about, and complain about the fucking rations being over-seasoned. Yeah, I mean that's their kind of fucking attitude, and the kind
Rice
of
again.
Sorry.
Rice again.
Yeah. Oh, this rice doesn't have enough salt. Oh, for fuck. Yeah. I mean, look. Okay, let me explain my problem with these fucking Ponzi fucking food shows. Okay, it's the fact that at the moment we've been having a big debate in this country about school kids, basically being now malnourished, okay, and having to provide them with food parcels, okay. Yet, here's the BBC broadcasting a bunch of Ponzi fucking middle class people wanting to be Ponzi chefs, yeah, and having a bunch of fucking critics. Poncing around, going, it's not good enough. That's got too much. That's got to grate too much salt. Oh, the fucking souffle hasn't risen to the fucking millimeter it should. I'm sorry, but when there are people starving in this country, I just think it's fucking sick. When you have old people who've because of Tory austerity, have had to choose between heating and eating, I think it's sick. But anyway, they have changed. They have changed the intro. The impression show, the old, of course. Whoops, wrong story. Sorry. The old intro used to have that line, "Cookie can't get tougher than this," and it was all very, ooh, yeah, ooh, Well, anyway,
it's a bit macho.
Yeah, that's the word. Anyways, the impression show got it absolutely bang fuck on.
So, last week was tough.
Tough as steel, John.
Tough as titanium, Greg.
They had never had it so tough.
Until now.
Until now. Tonight, here, now, tonight.
They thought they had it hard. They didn't know a thing.
The idiots. The molly-coddled idiots.
No more Mr. Nice Guys. This is Quiche.
Quiche is hard, John.
Damn right. Tonight is...
I'd just like to point out,
it's hard.
Kim knows all about cooking quiche.
It's very hard. Very tricky to cook quiche.
Yeah, especially when you forget the flour.
Shut up.
The biggest test ever. This is tougher than childbirth.
Childbirth?
It's tougher than fighting in the trenches.
They will be praying for death's sweet kiss after 20 minutes in the MasterChef kitchen once they attempt quiche.
Quiche.
Quiche. They are doing quiche and they have no idea what this will do to their minds, their bodies, their families.
They may never see their families again.
Quiche!
Quiche!
Quiche! Quiche!
Well, they have moderated things somewhat since then, but
yeah, it's not actually that much of an exaggeration with how
it used to be.
Over the top it can kind of be.
Yeah, I mean, Greg Wallace. I mean, he does get really excitable. I half expect sometimes that you get so excitable, but his head's gonna fucking explode.
I love it.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah, this is brilliant. Yeah.
You've just given me a bottle of whipped cream. I love it, mate. It's Anchor, my favourite. I'll just spray it on.
As I said, I half expected it for his head to explode. And then Heston Blumenthal come along and scrape up his brain matter and turn it into an ice cream, because I'm sure some foodie will think that cannibalism is the next foodie fashion.
Well, I mean, it tastes like pork, doesn't it? Sorry.
I don't know. Don't ask me.
That's what they say. That human flesh is closest to pork.
Well, I like pork. Fucking hell. No, I just get as I said, I can only think of one contestant over the years who did well in MasterChef who was working class, and that was Dean the Road Digger. Sorry.
Nice timing on the burp there.
Not very ladylike of me. Whoever said I was a lady? I'm a woman. So yeah, I fucking Kim has to put up with all this from me, Yeah. So also my love for Wimpy. Kim, you there?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Oh, yeah, sorry, the microphone played up.
Oh, right, yeah. So, well, anyways, fuck MasterChef. Look, people are starving in this country, alright? This is something we don't need, It would be better if we had,
who needs escapist television?
What's that Jack Monroe? There you are. Give her a cooking show. Yeah.
I definitely agree that Jack Monroe should have a cooking show.
Because there's a person who can tell you how to cook on a budget.
I would like Jack Monroe to have a cooking show by herself and not with someone who'll be questioning the things she does. Like, surely you're not going to use a can. My God.
Yeah. Do you remember Delia Smith? I do know something about this. Delia Smith a few years ago did a series about how to cheat, and Gary Rowe, she used, like, for instance, to make a pie. She did use an actual pie case and a steak and kidney.
She used a pie case and tins.
Yeah, steak and kidney out of a can. And of course, Gary Rowe's criticised her.
He's like, my God, what are you doing?
Yeah, she's doing what ordinary fucking people do, not fucking Ponzi chefs. But of course, Delia Smith is still alive, and Gary Rhodes, he's dead. I heard at the funeral they served.
I don't think there's any correlation, but okay.
Yeah, well, I heard at the funeral they served Gary Rhodes up, along with some parsnips and boiled potatoes.
Lovely.
You can tell I'm not at all. I just think
Soph's not a foodie.
No, I'm fucking not. At all.
Well established fact.
Well,
I kind of am. That's one of the differences.
Yeah, but I'm not going to reveal too much. I'm not going to say anything about that. Okay, fine. You like? Well, I mean, I like my food. I'm not denying that. I mean, you just look at the fucking size of me. But I'm not a snob. I mean, the other thing was Michelle Roux Jr. I mean, he fucking. I'll never forget. He ended up presenting food and drink, right? And had a go at people who made who used ready-made lasagnas from the fucking supermarket, and it was like, hey, Michelle, not everybody has got the time, nor the kitchen, nor the capabilities to fucking cook a fucking lasagna from scratch. I mean, I have a dark fantasy of actually making one of these celebrity chefs like Michelle Roux Jr. or whoever the fuck else eat pot noodles. That's what I love to see them do. Eat pot noodles. Make them.
Maybe let them swap places with like Stuart Ashens.
No, actually,
who eats like 30-year-old chicken in a can.
Yeah, him and LA Beast. I was
Today I'm gonna eat 500 warheads, and then wash it down with a 16-year-old bottle of Crystal Pepsi, and then I'm gonna eat a cactus covered in ghost chili. And inevitably fail.
Well, I remember that the 20-year-old bottle of Pepsi Crystal, he threw it straight back up.
Yes, he throws almost. He ends up throwing everything straight back up. That's one of the reasons why it's funny to watch.
I want to see one of these celebrity chefs live on the incomes that the poorest in society live on. You could have you remember that patronising show, The Secret Millionaire?
Yes.
Where basically you had all these millionaires go back and live amongst poor people, right?
Oh no!
And then give them money at the end.
Yes.
Which I thought was incredibly fucking patronising. But you should have celebrity chefs. The secret chef. You go live. In some housing estate.
You live like common people.
Yeah, run down fucking housing estate. That's what they. And then see them get all poncy about fucking food when they see like how the other half have to fucking live. I'm just sick and tired of it. That's all. Anyways, my darling, thanks for joining us.
No problem. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah, you too. All right, take care, hon.
Take care.
Right, bye.
Bye.
Right, that was my other half. All right. Okay. Now, on to the serious news stories. Okay. As you can see, this is an interview I did with Aria de Meslo last year. In fact, this was the first... Was this? I think this was the first interview I did on this channel. I've done two interviews with Aria. Well, some news broke overnight. Aria has been arrested and indicted. Essentially, the charges are wire fraud and money laundering. But essentially, she's been arrested for... Basically, the FBI raided her house because she's been trading Bitcoin. How the fuck is trading Bitcoin a crime? Why the fuck should it be a crime? I mean, if you traded any other commodity, such as tin, I don't know, coffee, you know, you'd be okay. But you trade fucking Bitcoin, and all of a sudden, you know, you're fucking, you know, laundering fucking money for the Mexican cartels or some bullshit. No. And from what I've heard, I mean, she was arrested with five other people in Keene, New Hampshire, and basically, from what I've read, the FBI tried to basically use some sort of sting to on one of her on somebody she's associated with. Basically, to try and launder money for drugs. But the thing is, what those drugs are, I don't know. If it was marijuana, then, yeah, well, marijuana should be fully fucking legal, as far as I'm concerned. And the other thing is, Biden's made a big deal about money. He's made a big deal about, you know, pushing a trans equality agenda, right? Well, the FBI and DOJ press release on this series of arrests, they dead named Aria. That's awful, right? And it's also a reminder that she's been bailed, she's out on bail, thankfully. But if she doesn't wind up going to prison because she's found guilty of these charges, it's just to remind people, you know, we're not great at treating trans people who are trans who go to prison in this country. Well, in America, it's a lot fucking worse, and I really do fear for her. I just think this is a complete and as I say, I can't see how she was trading Bitcoin. I mean, I did know there was some stuff going on because she had told me she was having problems with various things, but to do with banking, and it was just like, well, for fuck's sake, well, if they were some sort of huge commodity brokers, you know, fucking banks would be falling over them for to give them a fucking bank account, but because it's Bitcoin, as I say, this is always a sort of like, this sort of scuzzy type thing, impression people have of Bitcoin. No, it's just a cryptocurrency. Okay, that's all it is, right? And you can fucking buy anything with it. You can fucking buy bananas, not just fucking, hitmen and fucking, I mean, you can buy fucking hitmen with fucking gold and silver. You can trade those. I'm sorry, but I'm waffling, but I am really upset about this because, well, I like Aria and I don't want anything nasty to happen to her. I do actually care about her. Anyways, talking about drugs, this is the this is the governor of Nebraska. If you legalize marijuana, you're going to kill your kids. No. Drum roll. The number of people who have died from marijuana drum roll, is 0. Anyways, just have a quick listen to what the...
So this is a dangerous drug that will impact our...
No, it's not. It's one of the greatest antidepressants I've ever taken. And it's also a great painkiller. And generally, this is my experience of it. I've smoked copious amounts. I mean, some people say it takes your motivation away. No, as Bill Hicks said, you just realise shit isn't worth doing.
Kids. If you legalize marijuana, you're going to kill your kids.
How are you going to kill your kids? As I said, the number of people who have died from marijuana is, drum roll, 0. I really need to get a drum roll effect.
That's what the data shows from around the country. And that's why it's dangerous to go around the established process we have.
Right. Okay. Colorado has legalized marijuana. Washington State has legalized marijuana. I think it's now a majority of states, including places such as Mississippi, have legalized medical marijuana, which ostensibly is pretty much legal. All you have to do is get a script from your doc. Yeah. Has fucking Western civilization, collapsed? No, it fucking hasn't. I always remember, I've mentioned him on stream before, Terry, the Tory troll. He goes, yeah, marijuana makes you violent. Which just showed how fucking little he knew about smoking marijuana. He knew fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. It's just that, and the thing is, you get so many fucking dildo-head fucking sheeple who seem to think that, marijuana bad, drink good. The reason they think that is because drink legal, marijuana, not legal. Why is marijuana illegal and why is alcohol, legal? When alcohol does more fucking damage than marijuana. Okay, it just does. All right, numerous, in numerous fucking ways. Okay. Now, personally, I'd have them both legal. In fact, I would allow doctors to prescribe heroin. Of course, people, you get the likes of Terry, the Tory drug. Yeah, I wouldn't want heroin addicts to, basically be able to feed their habit on my taxes. Well, in some ways, they already fucking do, because, not necessarily your taxes, but on your home insurance premiums, because. How do, some people feed their drug habits? By, robbing and burgling, So, if it was made legal, that wouldn't fucking happen as much. Definitely not. I mean, the other thing is, the other reason why drugs are legal, many drugs are illegal, is because it feeds the prison industrial complex, okay? The vast majority of people, we know this, from various studies, the vast majority of people in prison are there for drug-related crimes. Okay? And thus, you would have far less, prisons, if if you legalize drugs, right? But there are various interests, which don't want that to happen because essentially they make money from the fucking, war on drugs. I'll give you an example here. And I've spoken about this before, but I will always remind people of stuff which I think is important. Take Afghanistan, for instance, right? Under the Taliban, now the Taliban were complete and utter extremist bastards, okay? I will say that, I have no time for them. But poppy production under the Taliban had basically collapsed, okay? Because, they were extremely authoritarian bastards, right? Well, when NATO invaded and occupied Afghanistan, funny enough, the poppy production suddenly shot back up, right? And this is kind of handy for basically the military-industrial complex, because basically they don't just provide arms and equipment to the army, they also do it for the police. And, essentially, you know, they will help, you know, equip and train, you know, things like the DEA and other drug enforcement agent, you know, entities, and so, you know, the war on drugs is a handy thing. I mean, I always said that, you know, one of the reasons that the poppy harvests went up in Afghanistan, obviously, was because the Taliban decided that this was the best way they could fund, you know, the war against NATO. And I said, well, if the powers that be had any fucking sense, right, they would actually, you know, legalize heroin in some way. I'm not saying that you should be able to go down to your local fucking pharmacy and pick up a kit to shoot up. I'm not saying that fucking at all. Okay, but the price in for poppies would, well, the bottom would drop out of it. Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so the people really need to start thinking about this sort of shit. You know. Anyways. So, right. Yes, oh, sorry, I got that the wrong way around. So, yesterday, Parliament was debating and voting on the new, on the Tories' new policing bill, which threatens to, well, outright to outlaw, you know, people being able to protest. You know, for details, let's have a listen.
Priti Patel's new policing bill is threatening our right to protest.
Today marks the second reading of the Police, Crime, Sentencing, and Courts Bill, which will increase police powers and allow them to clamp down on protests. The bill, spearheaded by Home Secretary Priti Patel, had already met with criticism, but has come under renewed scrutiny in the wake of police actions at the vigil for Sarah Everard on Clapham Common. During the gathering, police descended to break up the vigil, grabbing those present and arresting some. Their actions were widely criticised as neither appropriate nor proportionate. After initially being rumoured to abstain, Labour announced it would vote against the bill as it returns to the House of Commons, saying it imposes disproportionate controls on free expression. The bill...
It's not just that. This bill, right, it would prevent people from protesting outside Parliament, and essentially that's a very significant thing, because I kind of feel that MPs should hear the voices of protest while they debate and vote on stuff, you know. What's it said in V for Vendetta, of course the film made by the Wachowskis, based on the Alan Moore comic, and Alan Moore is awesome. Can I just say that? You know, people shouldn't be scared of the government. The government should be scared of people. Yeah, I do believe that. I mean, Priti Patel is, well, we'll get on to her in a minute. This really worries me, right? I know some people say, oh, you know, well, you know, we still live in a democracy, you know, because they seem to think that democracy is just like casting a vote at a ballot. No, it's not. It's the right to protest, right? And, well, you know, you think about all the movements that there have been over the decades, and you know, right back, you know, to the 19th century with the Chartist movement, which was about one man, one vote. You know, you know, this is basically, you know, David Lammy. Well, he kind of summed it up pretty well. Let's have a listen to what he said. And now this is the Labour Shadow Justice Secretary. And, you know, I mean, look, here's the thing. Labour weren't going to oppose this. You You know, but obviously over the weekend, Keir Starmer stuck his finger out the window and saw that the wind was not blowing in the direction stuck his finger out and you know, the wind was to check which way the wind was blowing. And obviously after the police cracked down on the vigil for Sarah Everard, you know, there was an outcry at the way the police had handled that. So, you know, this is Keir Starmer's, you know, it's political opportunists on his heart. However, you know, there are people on the Labour benches who do think that this new policing bill is outright draconianly fascist. So let's have a listen to what David Lammy says.
Madam Deputy Speaker, instead of tackling violence against women, the government has prioritised giving the police the power to prohibit the fundamental freedoms of...
It's not just that, right? This new bill, right, you know, you will get 10 years for defacing a statue, yet 5 years in prison for rape. Just shows where the Tories' priorities are. You know, it's protecting the property of the rich and the establishment. You know, fuck, you know, people. Yeah, fuck the ordinary people, the pain of the ordinary people. And let me just tell you that this was mentioned in the House of Commons today. 1.5% of rapes reported are successfully prosecuted. Let me just repeat that. 1.5% of rapes reported are successfully prosecuted. That is truly disturbing and horrific. The amount of men who are getting away with fucking rape, and yes, it's the vast majority of rapists, you know, 99.9%, are men.
Protests that the British public hold dear. And by giving the police this discretion to use these powers some of the time, it takes away our freedom all of the time. The government's bill targets protesters causing too much noise and...
Yeah, here's the thing. Just about every protest I've ever been to is fucking noisy. Just because when you get a lot of people together, it is noisy. Just the way it is.
Ways that those who cause annoyance could be jailed for up to 10 years. Madam Deputy Speaker, I'm thankful that the draconian limits on the power to protest were not in place during the great protests of the 20th century that led to real change. When the suffragettes marched for the right to vote, some of them were prepared to break the law to make their point just outside the House of Commons. Does the Secretary of State believe that those women who shouted noisily should have been arrested too? Protesters marched from Jarrow in Tyneside all the way to London to demand the right to work in 1936. Does the Secretary of State think the police should have had the power to stop them before they even passed York? The anti-apartheid movement, of which I was part...
And which I was part of as well.
...marched continuously on Trafalgar Square for black and white people to be treated as equal. Does the Secretary of State seriously believe that they should have been arrested because they caused an annoyance? Throughout Britain's history, protest has been a fundamental method for the public to voice dissent. Pandemic aside.
Yeah, absolutely true. Rights have often been won by direct action on the streets. Suffragettes, the Chartists I've mentioned are good examples, and this is the danger with this new police bill. That will, basically when Dominic Raab said in an interview recently that democracy is receding, right? Yeah, before our very fucking eyes. But the vast majority of fucking people, as long as they get beer and cable television, right, won't give a shit, okay? Yeah? And basically their rights will be eroded and eroded and eroded. And, I mean, it's fine. First of all, they'll ban people protesting on the street. What next? They'll ban people protesting, online. They'll ban, me speaking out. This is the slippery slope to fascism, folks. And I know some people are saying, I'm being hyperbolic. Well, you can say what you want, right? But if you when your liberty is stolen, you'll miss it. Believe me, you will. One day you'll wake up to find you don't have the right, to do something you really want to do. Okay? And you should be able to do. Right? I'm just saying that. So anyways, before even before these powers are introduced, there was a couple who videoed themselves walking down the street, and well, this is what the police did to them. And let me put the sound on.
Why are you stopping them?
Sorry?
Why?
Oh, I don't know what's happened there. Try again.
Okay. Why are you stopping them?
Sorry?
Why have you stopped them?
Well, we're not going to discuss that with you for data protection.
Yeah, no, it's because they're going to a march, I think.
Oh, is that what you think?
Yeah, I reckon, yeah. I think.
Where are you off to?
We're going to work out, train.
Where are you going to go? What? About crime?
No. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You got no reason to stop me. No, you're not. Why are you arresting me? You got no reason to arrest me. You got no reason to arrest me whatsoever. I'm walking. I've got no reason to be arrested. Don't talk to me. We've done nothing wrong. We've done nothing wrong. We've done nothing wrong.
No, tell me why. Don't touch me. Tell me
Don't. Go away. We've done nothing wrong. We've done nothing wrong. We're walking up the street. We've done nothing wrong.
I've done nothing wrong.
I know. We're walking away. We're walking away. We've got nothing.
What about everyone else? Go first then.
Go away. Leave us alone. We've got nothing to say.
I'll take that.
Order offence. You don't have to say anything, but it may hardly
Damien, don't resist them.
Fuck you lot. What are you trying to do? I'll go down in a minute. Fuck off.
You're going to spray if you don't get down.
Damien, don't let them spray you. Damien, don't let them spray you.
Spray.
What can I do? You've got my hand, you twat.
They arrested him for not walking fast enough after the dispersal order. Because he didn't leave quickly enough, they've done that. Thank you.
I'm a winner!
Out of the road, please. Stop on the road. You need to sit back, please. Carry it. Move out the road. Move backwards, please. Go down the road.
2 metres. 2 metres. You already going to face me? And I'm going backwards. And I'm going backwards. And I'm going backwards.
Get going.
I've got got a bad leg, I'll go slowly.
Okay,
I've
go.
got a bad back.
Keep moving.
I've got a bad leg.
Keep moving,
I'm
then. Thank
moving.
you.
I'm moving.
That's your fella, isn't it?
Yeah, my husband. They've arrested him for, I don't know, not moving quickly enough, I don't think.
Hey, yourself.
Wait, what are you doing? You can't fucking arrest me! What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
Now, that's fucking scary, okay? Essentially, you can now be arrested for walking down the street. By police who really are jumped up fucking fascist fucking pigs. And that's before these new draconian fucking police laws, are law. This is the current laws we have, right? This is fucking scary. Okay? They were walking down the fucking street. But because they were exposing the police for being the fascist pigs they are, they're basically, they got arrested. That's essentially it, yeah? Fucking hell. Anyways, this police bill, which, was trying to take away our right to protest. It was passed for us. It passed its second reading, and all Tory MPs voted for it. That's how So any Tory who goes on about I believe in individual liberty is speaking bullshit because they don't believe the individual has the right to fucking protest, do they? And I'm not just talking because the people say you're just interested in the Socialist Workers Party protesting or anti-racist protesting, anti-fascist protest. No, I'm not. I remember the countryside. I remember many years ago. It was back in the 90s when Labour were debating. The Labour government were trying to introduce a ban on fox hunting. There was that Countryside Alliance march. There's about 250,000 people went through London. No, got to be right to protest. If people, my position on fox hunting is it's barbaric. But hey, if toffs want to do it, I'm not going to stop them. People have the right to protest, right? Sure, they don't have the right. Sure, you get those shit like. Britain First basically terrorising Muslims in Luton. Yeah, that's different. That's harassing. That's not protesting. That's harassing people, right? But if you want to march down the street, waving some placards, and you'll see that on most Saturday before the COVID restrictions. Most Saturdays in London there will be a march for It's part of the British democratic tradition, right? And it has been, basically fucked upon by this Tory government because Priti Patel is a fucking fascist. So the other thing that's been in the news is that Boris wants to increase Britain's nuclear arsenal, to which I have to ask, does he have a really small penis? Is he trying to compensate? I was scratching my head as to why would... who the fuck are we going to go nuke? Yeah? The more nuclear weapons are, the more dangerous this fucking world is. Let me just explain something here. You don't have to fucking launch a fucking nuclear weapon for it to kill people. If it fucking leaks, it's going to kill several thousand fucking people with, radiation, and shit like that. The only thing I can think of is this is actually a consequence of Brexit. Essentially, Britain still wants to be a swinging dick on the world stage, and of course, the more nukes it has, the more of a swinging dick it is. And that's the only reason I can think of. Essentially. And also, by the way, we seem to have money to spend on nukes, but not to feed children. Yeah, you just think about that for a moment, right? Yeah. I'm not saying that we should. Look, I'm not saying we shouldn't have a well-equipped defense, but I've always been anti-nuclear. Because nuclear weapons are indiscriminate. Okay, they really are. In their nature, they're highly dangerous, and really the world would be better off without them. So good meme this. I was telling you that Priti Patel was a fascist. Yeah, I reckon Priti Patel when she's at home in private, dresses up in an SS uniform and fantasizes about being a camp commandant. I mean, she really does. You've ever seen her in interviews, you always get that impression, right? She's a authoritarian cunt. But now her, secrets about being fucking Heimlich fucking Himmler. They're those fantasies are now seeping into fucking government fucking policy. This says everything, doesn't it? Yeah, they got enough money for nuclear weapons, but not enough money to ensure that all children are well nourished in this country. Yeah, putting the end back into cuts. Yeah, definitely, they are cunts. Yes, the first by-election of this Parliament is going to be held in Hartlepool, which used to be Peter Mandelson's old seat. Funny enough, and of course Keir Starmer has hired Peter Mandelson, hasn't he, recently to give him advice. Despite the fact that Peter Mandelson is very much yesterday's man. So the Hartlepool, the Labour did win Hartlepool, but obviously with a severely reduced majority at the last election. It was one of the seats up north which Labour managed to hang on to, and well, this is a test of Keir Starmer's leadership, and I hate to say this, but I think he's going to fail. The Tories did come a close second, and have also the Brexit Party, or what is now jokingly called the Reform UK Party, also did pretty well. Now, the thing is, right, if the Reform Party do put up a candidate, and if people actually know who they fucking are, because, well, they've only recently changed their name and everyone knew them as the Brexit Party. So the thing is, if let's say that people do realise that the Reform Party is the Brexit Party, that probably will split the vote, and they do put up a candidate. They will split the vote. So, Labour could hang on. But then again, you don't know what the Liberal Democrats are doing. The Liberal Democrats have always been really good at winning, by-elections, haven't they? And I kind of feel, particularly at the moment, a lot of people on the left, they're very disenchanted with Keir Starmer. And, for instance, as I said earlier, he only decided to oppose the policing bill because he stuck his finger outside the window and saw which way the wind was blowing, right? If he hadn't done, the police hadn't been such fascist fucking pigs at that, vigil for Sarah Everard, and hadn't, caused such outrage, Starmer would have supported the government on the policing bill yesterday. Okay, just bear that in mind, right? So, yeah, essentially, I think that a lot of people on the left are going to be looking at other parties to vote for. I'm actually seriously thinking about joining the Green Party at the moment. I haven't quite decided. And I mean, even if I do join the Green Party, I would not be speaking for the Green Party on this channel. I always speak for myself. Right. Yeah, this is a good me 400 pounds of fat fascist fuckback. Right, so there's been these pictures which have been taken of Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, which someone's made a meme out of. But there's been other sort of photos with him and his family, relatives and stuff. And basically, a lot of Trump supporters, doesn't he look good? Doesn't he look like he's ready to get out there and be back in 2024? No, he looks fucking awful. He looks old, tired. In fact, someone said it looks like he had a stroke. Well, there's always been that rumour. Did he actually have a stroke in some form of stroke when he was president? I don't know. I don't buy it. I don't. None of us know. So not worth really. Not worth really talking about. Anyways, I know. I just did. I'm being a fucking hypocrite. Anyways. So they're all saying, doesn't he look good? No, he doesn't fucking look good. He looks fucking terrible. He really does. He doesn't look. The only thing is, he doesn't look as orange as he used to, isn't he? Well, there's still a tinge there. Anyways, the other thing Trump's been doing, obviously he's banned from Twitter. So what he's now doing is issuing these press releases. As a means of trying to get round the Twitter ban. So basically, his fanboys will tweet this stuff. But fuck me, is he bitter? So statement by Donald J. Trump, 45th President of the United States of the United States of America. I hope everybody remembers when they're getting their COVID-19, often referred to as China virus. Bit of racism now, of course. Vaccine. That if I wasn't president, you wouldn't be getting your beautiful shot for 5 years at least, and probably wouldn't be getting it at all. I hope everyone remembers that. You must suck my cock because I'm brilliant. That's what he's basically saying there. Yeah. As it goes, most of his followers, they're really anti-vax. They're anti-vaxxers. As I will point out here, this is my pillow guy, Mike Lindell.
I've got a new social media channel that's going to be it's a YouTube, Twitter combined. You've never seen anything like it in the world. It's unbreakable. It's called Vocal VO.
No, it's not.
We're going to be.
It's not called Vocal because there is actually it's already a social media platform called Vocal, and so he's had to already change the name of it.
Vocal. This is going to be voices that are unrestricted. You can go. This is for freedom of speech, and all everyone's going to come over there, and we are going to just put out a stream of evidence and be able to say the words Dominion, Smartmatic.
And you'll get sued. Oh, you already are, aren't you? He's he's been named in the $1.3 billion dollar lawsuit Dominion has brought against everyone propagating fucking election fraud fucking conspiracies. Well, I'm sure they'll just add whatever's said on that fucking platform which you're trying to set up, if you manage to set it up, to the evidence that you have slandered and libelled them.
Election fraud, vaccines that mark of the beast. We'll be able to say what.
Hold on. So yeah, as I said, the whole anti-vax thing. The thing is, right? Donald Trump is saying, "Oh, I'm great because you've got me to thank for the vaccine." Yeah, his supporters are all saying that the vaccine has the mark of the beast, or it has fucking biochips in it, provided by Bill Gates and stuff, which is all fucking bullshit, of course. Trump, says that, people have him to thank for the vaccine. Well, his fucking fanboys won't even take the fucking vaccine. By the way, for the record, I have had my vaccine. So, talking of social media platforms for Nazis, there is an invite Clubhouse, an invite only social app attracting bigots and far right activists. Let's have I'll put the reader on, and we can have a listen to this.
During last year's Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish faith, a handful of users on the invite-only social app known as Clubhouse formed a chat room titled Anti-Semitism and Black Culture, hoping to have a discussion about anti-Jewish sentiments within African American communities.
Why doesn't this thing fucking all... Alright, let's do that again.
During last year's Yom Kippur, the holiest day in the Jewish faith, a handful of users on the invite-only social app known as Clubhouse formed a chat room titled Anti-Semitism and Black Culture, hoping to have a discussion about anti-Jewish sentiments within African American communities. The conversation quickly devolved into a festival of anti-Semitism. Launched in April 2020, Clubhouse is an exclusive audio chat iPhone app that is accessible only by invitation. As of January 2021, the app has more than 2 million registered users and is valued at $1 billion. Celebrities such as Kevin Hart, Drake, Ashton Kutcher, Wiz Khalifa, Chris Rock, and Oprah have embraced the app, while entrepreneurs Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg have also made appearances. Clubhouse chat rooms resemble conference calls, where users can listen in or discuss topics of interest. And while Clubhouse records its audio conversations, it automatically deletes the recordings when the chat room ends unless a user has reported a violation during the chat. This limited form of data retention raises a unique set of moderation concerns when regulating real-time conversations. The chat room designated for talking about anti-Semitism and black culture became one of the most popular discussions on the exclusive audio-based platform, garnering a reported 369 listeners over the course of nearly 3 hours, including appearances from venture capitalists and staff working for Clubhouse. However, what began as a constructive conversation quickly deteriorated into a cesspool of Jewish stereotypes about global domination and economic control tropes that have been foisted on the Jewish people for centuries, as well as torrents of disinformation about the Holocaust and the supposed role of Jewish people in oppressing minorities. Instead of facilitating an open discussion about black and Jewish relations in the United States, the room morphed into a virtual town hall for bigots to marinate in collective anti-Semitism.
There's a saying, I think it was Oscar Wilde who said this: give a man a mask and he'll tell you the truth. And, the thing is, people who whine on about cancel culture, it's bullshit, because, Nazis get kicked off Twitter, they'll go to Parler, they'll go to Gab, they'll go to Clubhouse, there's always going to be, there's always going to be that quarter of the internet, because the internet is infinite, where, there are going to be Nazis, spouting this, anti-Semitic and racist and homophobic and transphobic shit off. I hate to say it, but it's just the way it is. The only thing I would say is that it does help when say the Apple App Store or the Google Play, they don't allow the downloading of these apps from their stores. It does stem, shall we say, traffic somewhat. But obviously, if you have a PC, you're always going to find these places. Right. Yeah, so talking about the COVID-19, just have a listen to what this Fox pundit says.
And that's the story that should have been written. And we don't need to go over the 500,000 dead. We had that moment. Let's talk about...
We don't have to go over the 500,000 dead, which, by the way, is the fault of fucking Donald Trump. Yeah? Here's the thing, right? I reckon they'll try and pin the blame on Biden for this. A bit like they tried to pin the financial crisis on Obama, because if you remember, the financial crisis started when Bush was still in the George W. Bush was still in the White House. Yet they tried to get Obama to carry the can. Trump's in action, right? And the fact that he backed anti-lockdown protests in various states. This is why, the United States has 500,000 people dead. And the fact that this Fox News pundit just fucking dismisses it, right? Just fucking sociopath. No matter, it's 500,000 dead. No, never mind about them being able to live there. Oh, fuck them, it stinks.
About the future moving forward. Every time he has a chance...
It's deflecting. Doesn't want to talk about the fact that this was Trump's fault.
To praise the previous administration, he not only doesn't praise, he kicks them in the groin.
Why would Biden want to praise the Trump administration for, contributing to the fact that 500,000 people have died from COVID-19? Far more than needed to have died. Okay? Fuck's sake. Right. Talking of people making things worse with COVID, there's this person who she dresses up as a nurse and then make people argue with her over wearing masks. There is a video, so let's play it.
Today was the first day, basically, that the governor of the state that I'm in right now, governor of Texas, issued an executive order saying that we will no longer have or need a mask mandate in all of Texas. And he ordered businesses to...
Oh, she works for InfoWars. Oh, isn't that coincidence? Yeah, she works for... I think I've seen this woman before, actually, in another video. I can't remember what it was about, but I do remember it was on Right Wing Watch.
Open at 100% capacity. Fully open. Yay! How amazing is that? So fully open. Apparently it doesn't officially take effect until March 10th, but today was basically day one. And that's why I'm wearing a nurse's outfit, because I'm going around and I'm videotaping me going to different stores, restaurants, department stores, bars, etc., and videotaping people's reactions to me not wearing a mask and having them try to educate a doctor or a nurse, okay, on how masks save lives. Tell me, a doctor or a nurse, how masks somehow...
Oh, shit. Right. Oh, bollocks. Okay, folks, I'm going to have to end the stream early because I've just... Oh, fucking hell. I can't believe I just fucking did that. I just closed that fucking... Hold on a second. Let me see if I can get it back up. All right. Just hold on a sec. Fuck, I can't believe I just did that. Hold on. Got it back. All right, so don't have to. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, my darlings. First time I've done that, actually. Yeah, there we are. Sorry. Emergency over. Right. Okay, so let's have another listen to this. Sorry about that.
Today was the first day, basically, that the governor of the state that I'm in right now, governor of Texas, issued an executive order saying that we will no longer have or need a mask mandate in all of Texas. And he ordered businesses to open at 100% capacity, fully open. Yay! How amazing is that? So fully open. Apparently it doesn't officially take effect until March 10th, but taping, me going to different stores, restaurants, department stores, bars, etc., and videotaping people's reactions to me not wearing a mask and having them try to educate a doctor or a nurse.
So she's basically you know, basically pretending to be a nurse, right? I think that's pretty despicable, right? You know, I mean, basically, if you try to pretend to be a doctor without a qualification, that's against the law. Well, maybe that should be against the law for being a nurse as well. Basically, and she's doing this, you know, basically because she doesn't agree with the mask mandate. You know, basically she doesn't give a shit if people die, you know, because she doesn't want to, you know, wear a mask. I mean, the thing is, right, you know, asking fucking the people like this to be fucking considerate, they're fucking incapable of doing so. You know, I mean, look, I just don't fucking get it. I don't. Why can't you just be, you know, a tad considerate towards other fucking people? You're so fucking self-centered. You truly are. Now, DOJ says that alleged Capitol rioter Timothy Hale Kuznali was a well-known Nazi sympathizer at a Navy base where he worked. A Navy probe found 34 people who had said he had extremist views about Jews and minorities and women, and he even wore a Hitler moustache. First of all, why is it always that? Well, actually, I know why. You know what? You know, you can. It's funny how fascists are always attracted to you know, the armed services and the police, isn't it? It's always you know, the uniform and a gun, you know, it gives them a hard on, doesn't it? You know, they like the power that gives them. Yeah, I mean, but basically these people are just jumped up fucking, you know, bullies. That's what they are. You know, they like controlling other people, you know.
In a new court filing, prosecutors allege that one of the rioters involved in the Capitol insurrection was an Army reservist who was a well-known Nazi sympathizer at the Navy base where he worked as a contractor. He even was rebuked for sporting a distinctive Hitler mustache. CNN's Marshall Cohen joins us now. Marshall, I know you've been going through documents related to this arrest. What more can you tell us?
Anna, his name is Timothy Hale Cusinelli. He's an Army reservist with a security clearance, and he worked as a contractor at a Navy base in New Jersey. So as you mentioned, prosecutors are now revealing that the Navy did its own internal investigation after he was arrested in January. Their findings were shocking.
Right, hold on. This guy had security clearance and yet was expressing extremist fucking Nazi views. You have to ask, you know, I mean, if he had been flagged up as if he'd had like left wing, like he was a communist, he wouldn't have been able to fucking want that. But if he's a Nazi, oh, come right on in. Fuck me.
34 of this man's co-workers at that Navy base said that he exhibited, quote, extremist or radical views pertaining to the Jewish people, minorities, and women. His colleagues shared disturbing stories of his racist and bigoted conduct at the Navy base. They said he made near daily comments against Jews and even came to the office wearing a Hitler mustache, as you saw in those photos, which drew a rebuke from one of his supervisors. Now, Anna, the prosecutors said that they searched his cell phone. They found racist memes about African Americans, one image containing the N-word, another comparing black people to animals, and that one of the memes on his cell phone contained a twisted joke about George Floyd, who was killed in police custody last year. I want to be crystal clear, Anna, that we reached out to this man's attorney earlier today, and he did not want to comment, but in previous court filings, he has said that the reservist, Hale Cusinelli, is not part of any extremist organizations, and that when he spoke to the FBI, he denied that he was a Nazi sympathizer.
Really, they've got to start vetting better fucking vetting. I mean, I forgot. There have been investigations into how many white police have white supremacy sympathies, and I think it's you know I don't think it's the majority of police, but there's an awful lot of police in the United States do, and white supremacists are known to infiltrate the police. Anyways, so basically someone who had security clearance and worked for the Navy was involved with the Capitol riots. Well, I don't think he's the only one, actually, member of the armed service to have been involved. But, of course, some people still think that, well, have a listen to this lady.
We were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th. We saw, I don't know if it was Antifa or Black Lives Matter, they were scaling the wall to go over. She's got photographs.
You have photographs of that.
Antifa climbing the wall.
Oh, wow. That's Antifa. Whoa, look at that. Look at that guy. There's an Antifa guy with a red hat on. And that Antifa guy has a Trump flag.
We were in Washington, D.C. on January 6th.
Yeah, they're still trying to fucking, but the Capitol riots were instigated by Antifa and Black Lives Matter. Yeah, some fucking shows photos of fucking Trump fucking supporters. MAGA. Fucking. Dearie me. It's fucking unbelievable, this is. The level of craziness now, I mean, okay, I've often thought that, people will believe what they want to believe, and it doesn't matter what you say to them. Well, people like her prove my point. Anyways, talking about the Capitol riots, shall we say, the mask is off when it comes to the GOP being racist about it. Just have a listen to this.
And also criticized because I've made the comment that on January 6th, I never felt threatened.
because I didn't, and mainly because I knew that even though those thousands of people there were marching to the Capitol were trying to pressure people like me to vote the way they wanted me to vote, I knew those were people that love this country, that truly respect law enforcement, would never do anything to break a law. So I wasn't concerned. Now, had the
sorry, why don't he read the fucking law? Respect, you know. Let me just replay that. Sorry.
I knew those were people that love this country, that truly respect law enforcement.
Respect law enforcement. They killed a fucking cop. At least one. I think it was possibly two, wasn't it? Yeah. Fuck me. And you know, respect the laws. Well, why? They were fucking smashing the fucking doors of fucking Congress in. Yeah? Fuck's sake. What fucking planet does this guy live on? But anyways, this isn't just all that he says.
Would never do anything to break a law, and so I wasn't concerned. Now, had the tables been turned, and Joe, this got me in trouble. Had the tables been turned and President Trump won the election, and those were tens of thousands of Black Lives Matter and Antifa protesters, I might have been a little concerned.
Right. So essentially, white people, having an insurrection, that's okay. But black people doing it, nah. Fuck it. The mask is definitely off, you know? Fucking racist bullshit. Anyways, some form of baseball, talk about entitlement, right? Unfortunately, there's a whole load of there are some anti-mask Karen videos I've seen. I haven't had enough chance to go through all of them. Otherwise, I would have had a larger section about, you know, basically right wingers seem to think that they're self-entitled. But anyways, this guy. The guy used to play for the Yankees baseball. Here we are. Two-time World Series champion John Damon suggested he had been targeted for his political views during a video of his arrest for a DUI. This guy was drunk as a fucking skunk. There is a video, so let's watch it.
Came out the window. Hey, shut your door! Shut your door! Shut your door!
Okay.
Shut the door!
What the fuck?
Signal 44. Hey, back in the car!
Huh?
What's happening right
Get back in the car!
Alright.
Turn the car off.
Turn the car off.
Step it up, please.
Alright. Turn the car off.
Sit back here.
Alright.
What are you doing?
Going home.
Okay, stand right here.
Okay.
Any weapons in the car?
No.
Okay. Keep your hand out of your pocket.
Okay.
Lean against your car.
Okay.
Okay. What's going on here? Why is she getting out?
Because we saw you following us. And
Yeah.
we're like, okay.
It's a traffic stop. You don't get out of the car in a traffic stop.
What traffic stop?
Do you see the police lights?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just happened right
Yeah.
there.
It's called a traffic stop.
Okay. It just happened right there.
Driver's side, a passenger jumped out on me. She's back in the car now. 10-12, the white male out of the vehicle. So, I'll explain why I'm stopping in a sec, but first I'm going to have a backup officer come. So.
Okay.
How much have you had to drink tonight?
A lot.
A little bit.
Just a little bit.
a little bit. No, fuck me.
You've had
a
behind you. You've left your lane multiple times. Just stay there. Okay, while I've been behind you, you've left your lane multiple times, and you actually struck the curb at one point on Main Street. And then the stop sign back there, you stopped all the way past the stop bar, the white line on the ground, you have to stop behind it. Hey, shut your door. Stay in the car. Stay in the car.
Right.
Stay there. Hey, stay there, sir. Sir, stay back over there. Listen to me. Step over there.
Okay,
stay in the car.
Okay, all I'm saying
Stay in the car.
All I'm saying is...
Stay in the... Get back in the car.
Are you kidding me right now?
Stay back there. Hey,
I'm telling her to go in the car.
Stand over here.
Hey, we are right there.
Stand over here.
We are right there.
Get back in the car.
All right, it's
Get
fine.
back in.
I'm going to talk
Get
to
back in the car.
All right, don't touch me.
Yeah.
Don't touch me.
Let
Don't
go. Let
fucking
go.
touch me. Don't touch me.
Let go.
Don't touch me.
No, hey, stop. Stop.
Fighting 1, 2, actually.
Hey, we are at
Stop.
home
Turn
right
around.
now.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around.
We are...
Turn around.
Okay, we are at home right now. I don't know what you are doing.
Face the car.
Okay.
Get down on the ground right now.
Hey, babe, walk home.
Hey, secure her right now.
No,
Bat Leo.
Hey, babe, walk
Battery
home.
Leo.
No, babe, walk home. Babe, walk home.
Hey!
What are you doing right now? Yeah, what
Face the car. Face the car.
Hey, I'm not...
Face the car.
I am not doing anything right
Stop
now.
trying to pull away from me.
I'm not.
Yeah, you are. You keep walking away.
Hey.
Keep hands behind your back.
What do they mean? I am Blue Lives Matter.
No, this is
Blue Lives
bullshit.
Matter.
Look at her license.
Hey, what are you doing right now?
I'll tell you what matters. It's preventing this guy from fucking driving because he's so fucking drunk. He is a danger to other fucking people on the fucking road.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, what are you doing right now?
You guys, what's going on?
We are.
I am
all
relaxed.
for
No, look at me. Look
cops.
at my face. Look at our license plates.
Guys, we are all for cops.
Look at our license plate.
Step over here.
Look at our license plate.
Step over here.
We have Blue Lives Matter. Look at our license plate. Blue Lives.
Oh right, they think that because they support Blue Lives Matter, because they're Trump supporters, that they're somehow they should be excused for fucking driving while fucking hammered. Is that it? Fuck me. The level of fucking entitlement. Yeah, and of course the
Matter. Like, this is crazy. What?
Face the car. I didn't turn around.
Okay.
You need to talk to either over?
Yeah. I have nothing in my. Yeah.
Start your feet. Kevin,
Guys.
keep her out for a sec. Keep her out.
No. Hey. Hey, we are good people. We are good people. I'm telling you. Like, we are not. Okay. We're good people.
No, but I have to go Why are you
Yeah, she was a passenger, so she...
She still out of her cuffs.
I am the passenger, so yeah.
Yeah, she's a passenger.
That doesn't matter. Okay.
Hey,
she struck me.
Hey, I am all for you, police officers. Yeah.
What's your name, boss?
Johnny Denny.
Okay, I was just trying to talk to you. She refused my orders to stay in the vehicle.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
And then when I grabbed her, because she was resisting, okay, she struck back at me.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, she's a tough girl. She fights all the time. Yeah. Hey, babe. Yeah. Bro, I am like the cleanest guy ever. And yeah.
You're a very drunk guy, who should not be on the driving on the fucking road.
I am not.
What do I need to do? Johnny, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Officer Heath. What do I need to do? Turn around, right here. Alright. And just sit You see this push bar right here? You see this bar? Just sit down on it.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
There you go, just like that.
All right. Hey, bro, what's going on?
I'll explain in a sec, okay?
No, I'm talking to our guard gate. Like, no, I'm the...
Do you guys have cameras out here? Do you guys have cameras out here?
Yeah, but you guys are too far back for it.
Alright, cool.
And I feed these guys.
Do they live in here? Ah.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
No.
Alright.
Hey, bro, I don't know what's going on.
Alright. Once we get one more officer here, I'm going to explain a little more what's going on. Okay. Is your ID in your wallet?
My...
Just say sitting there. I have your wallet.
Okay.
Just sit down for me.
Alright. I will.
Thank you.
Hey, bro, I'm a good fucking guy, and I know people are trying to target me because I'm a Trump supporter.
I don't think that has anything to do with it.
It doesn't have anything to fucking do with it. Yeah. You know, look, the police are more likely to pull you over for being black, you know, and arrest you for being black. They don't arrest you for being a Trump supporter. They're more likely to pat you on the fucking back for being a fucking Trump supporter. You know? I mean, the police were right in this incident. You know, I don't always say the police get it wrong. You know, they were right. This guy was you know, a danger to other people on the road. You know, so right. God. So right. So basically, making things more democratic seems to be, well, satanic, apparently.
Everything about this bill is rotten to the...
So, okay. This bill will implement mandatory automatic voter registration. A good idea. Allows voters to substitute a photo ID with sworn written statement. Good idea. Stands mail-in voting. Expands mail-in voting. Good idea. Particularly when you consider things like COVID. With, you know, obviously hopefully the COVID pandemic will be over before the next round of elections. But you know, obviously, you know, for people who aren't able to get to polling stations and whatever else. You know, restores voting rights for convicted felons. Yeah, and I have a friend in Florida who had his because he was convicted. He was convicted of murder. He didn't actually commit the murder. He just happened to be in the room when it happened, and he had to take a plea deal. You know, he had his right to his voting rights taken away because of that, despite the fact that he has returned. You know, very much the example that, you know, rehabilitation can work, because he's really turned his life around. Really nice guy called Mark, who I was actually speaking to earlier. Encourages the statehood for Washington DC. Yes, all very good ideas, but apparently it's all satanic.
The court. This is a bill as if written and held by the devil himself. This takes all sorts of decisions that the federal government really has no business making.
The federal government doesn't have any business helping democracy be a democracy. Let me think about that one. I think that is government business.
It takes them away from the states, makes them right here in Washington, D.C. by Congress. Everything about...
Right. So basically he thinks it's fucking satanic. What the fucking fuck? God. But if we look at America and we think, oh God, the voter suppression and the problems with voting machines and what the fuck ever else, which have happened in the past. That doesn't happen here. Well, I have talked about this story before, but I just want to point it out again because it does need to be pointed out again and again and again. Basically, the Tories are trying to restrict the number of people who vote in this country. It's not just the Republican/GOP in the United States. Basically, they want, despite the fact that electoral fraud is very, very minimal, right? It does happen. I'm not denying it does, but it's like tiny, absolutely fucking tiny, right? But essentially, they want to introduce voter ID for people who go to vote. They've actually done trial runs of this in various areas in the country for elections. And in fact, I remember hearing one story about some elderly woman who'd voted in every general election or every election since the 1940s or possibly 1950s, who was turned away because she didn't have photo ID. I mean, for fuck's sake, it's just an excuse for because basically poorer people are less likely to have voter ID, right? I don't have voter ID. I don't have photo ID. People, they're basically, this is what they're trying to do. They're trying to purge the voter roll by doing this. And also, let me explain something. The Republicans in the United States have been gerrymandering districts, right, for Congress for years, right? Well, the Tories are trying to do this here. They're trying to reduce the number of MPs from 650 to 600. And of course, you're going to get a lot of people go, yeah, that's a good idea, reduce the number of MPs. They're all in the fucking, got their noses in the trough. They're all in the gravy train, Well, actually, no, it would be a better idea if we actually increased the number of MPs and made, Parliament a lot more representative. But, the trouble is you can't fucking win that fucking argument when fucking basically you've got a whole establishment who are really not in fucking favour of democracy. Right, yes, before we go, I'm going to just talk about Tulsi Gabbard, who's not made herself popular. Tulsi Gabbard so Tulsi Gabbard blasts cancel culture. We see the final expression of it in Islamic terrorist groups. What the fuck? So exactly, she's trying to say that cancel culture is like ISIS. No one's getting fucking beheaded. Sorry, getting a fuck's sake. That is really just fucking disgusting. Well, because you get your fucking Twitter, Twitter account taken away, you're suddenly, that's the equivalent to being a victim of ISIS terrorism. No, for fuck's sake. So let's look down a path and say where does this council culture lead us? You see the final expression of council culture in Islamic terrorist groups like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, who basically go and behead those. Oh, so she's making out that the people who don't want to hear don't want to be harassed with fucking hate constantly are likely to go around and behead fucking people. Is that it? Fucking hell! But if people think this is anything near the whole council culture thing. This is from the 1990s about people whining on about political correctness.
For the first time, Americans today are not free to say what they think. If they say something deemed offensive or insensitive or, worst of all, hate speech, they may be in serious trouble. They may be punished for violating the unholy commandments of the 90s. commonly known as political correctness. But is political correctness a new phenomenon? We'll show you tonight that political correctness has been in the making for more than 8 decades. And it seems that
yeah, well, at least basically it's just, political correctness, as it was called back in the 80s and 90s, is now council culture. It's just the same whining from the far right and the right, just with a different label. It's basically we don't want to be considerate towards other people. I mean, if you remember if anyone was watching last night, when me and Ozma went through that debate between GOP activists about LGBTQ issues, John Doyle admitted that conservatives don't believe in equality. So obviously they don't believe in equality. They don't believe in being, compassionate and considerate towards other people. All this rage against council culture is basically people who don't want to, who are basically sociopathic in nature, who don't want to, have any compassion for anyone fucking else. They want to just say fuck you and be nasty to you. And I really have to sort of question where humanity's going. Alright, sorry I haven't been interacting much with chat, but before I go, let me just see if anyone's made any good points. Thank you for joining me, by the way. Marvin and Freya, you're becoming regulars, and it's good to know that people that we all have to start somewhere, but at least a couple of people are becoming regulars. GOP believe that God decided to kill the 500k. yeah. Well, no, it's the GOP who are to fucking blame. Yeah, subprime mortgage. Yeah, exactly. And let us. And I though I am, I guess, some people would say I should be a traditional Labour voter. The fact is that it was the Labour government under Blair and Brown who were just too keen on neoliberal capitalism to. They didn't keep an eye on the banks enough. There was enough oversight. So yeah, I mean, Marx said that capitalism would stumble from crisis to crisis, and he's fucking right about that one. I mean, let me think. In my lifetime, there have been at least 2 banking crises which have caused worldwide recessions. So, yeah. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, everybody. It's been a good one. Little shorter tonight because we started later and I haven't eaten today, so I need to go and do something about that. Anyways, I will be back tomorrow at the normal time of 6 p.m. where I will be joined by Jane Fay. I will also later in the evening be on Kevin Logan's stream. If you're a member of my Facebook group, you will get the links to both those. But in the meantime, if you like this video, give it a like. Please share it and help spread the word. Also, if you've got any feedback, please leave a comment below. And most important of all, please subscribe. And thank you to all the people all the new subscribers there have been. I've seen there've been a few. Thank you. Every subscriber is really, really important. Thank you. Anyways, in the meantime, please take care of yourselves. Stay safe, and peace out.